Okay, folks, for the first time in world history, tarantula has now been solved. It's love on the left and love on the right. Tarantula adds to 108 perfectly, composed of 54 plus 54. 54 for Taran, 54 for Tala, 21, 18, 15, 21, 21, 12 in 9 letters, and 22 strokes, which glorifies the number 3 being a double of 11, which speak 11 in text and 22 in text. They both divide by 3. 11 boils down 3 by the law of prime. But there it is, tarantula, for the king of spiders, equals love plus love by divine ordinance for the first time in history. By the way, venom exists for the glory of the Triune God. Venom equals 69 equals Jehovah equals love plus 15. And then this is epic. And so the current date and time for historic purposes is the 24th of March, which is screaming for the number 3, 888 on the 3rd month of the year, in the name of love. Tarantula, the king of spiders, love plus love by divine ordinance. Awesome. And then you can string together this pearl necklace of +1s, large, hairy, tropical spider. Spiders is easy to solve. 3 +1s knit together to make this gorgeous 9 fest. Love plus 9 plus 9 plus double 9 equals 90 in spiders. So you can talk about kings of spiders, which are the tarantulas. It adds more 9s to the party. But that is very obvious and very huge. Glory to God. So I just want to share some other gems that I'm harvesting from the teas here. A tame or a tamer. Okay, I want to get to some of the bigger ones. A New World bird, 3s there. Tandem, two people or items or machines working together. That's an obvious 3 fest. Okay. Tandoori, the Indian food, and that's cooked in a tandoor. And it's obvious, find love. God always tells me to find love in all of these things. Well, love is the first 5 letters, right up until that red line with the O. Okay. Tang. I've always loved fruits with tang. Mandarin orange is one of my favorites. Pineapple is one of my favorites. Granny Smith apple is one of my favorites because it has tang. Well, tang equals math. 21 plus 21. And then there's another famous word for unity down here, which is tape, which is also 21 plus 21. Binds things together, but tang is very satisfying. Tangent divides by 3. And then a tangerine is, of course, a mandarin that contains the word tang. And it is red, orange, the 2 colors that divide by 3 at the top of the rainbow. Tangle. This is cool. When you're with your loved one, if God ordains you, for example, to get married and have a spouse, you know, what a pleasure to get entangled in each other's arms, you know, and body tangle. That the first letters up until the L equals love. Okay, it's a word describing unity. 21 plus another 21 plus 12 makes 54 equals love perfectly. And then the word entangle adds 24 points. We'll divide by 3, but tangling divides by 3. You know, intertwining. You know, think of the game Twister. It's like quite the agent of love. It should be maintained in holiness, of course. Anyways, you know, it's a word for unity divides by 3. The tango is a dance that divides by 3, obviously. Agent of love. A tankard. I like these fun ones. A tankard is a container that is used to hold beer. A tall mug with a handle. It's 69 perfectly, which is Jehovah, equals love plus 15, and you can find that in there. I love these fun ones that show you the celebratory and the joy and love nature of God. You know, a tankard for beer, absolutely. A tanker, okay, it doesn't have to be a war vessel. It can just be any ship, aircraft, or road vehicle for carrying large amounts of liquid or gas. Huge. And then a tank farm is a place where we store all these things. These are all dividing by 3. That's the whole idea. This one will stretch a little bit. I honestly was going to keep this one to myself. But I believe that if you're with your spouse, you know, by yourselves, and I mean, personally, I think women should be far more modest. But you have to marvel that bikini is very obvious for the number 3. Composed of 3 eyes, which are 3 times 3, plus 3 plus 2, that knit together to make a multiple of 3. And then there's another model, another fashion piece known as a tankini, where they wear a tank top. I personally think this should be reserved for the wife, you know, with her husband in private, because I just think things have gotten too out of hand. And if people aren't redeemed, man, it's just not pretty. Just Okay, but I'm just saying it divides by 3, and it's very beautiful that it divides by 3. Okay, you draw your own conclusion with the Lord. Okay, I'm just here to present the numbers, pure and simple. A tanner divides by 3 is a person who tans and hides, a person who sunbathes. I love that one because I love sunbathing. Sunbather equals love plus love. Just one of the names of the physical elements that divides by 3, slightly important. Tapas, the Spanish appetizers. Appetizers divides by 3, served with wine or beer, which divides by 3, so you can combine tapas with wine or tapas with beer. But this was huge. Tarantula is love plus love. What else? Just what I do is I'm going through the dictionary page by page and circling. First of all, everything can be solved, folks. Everything can be solved. Everything knits together with other words. But what I'm doing first of all is I'm circling words that divide by 3 all by themselves, and then I'm being led to find love in them as we go, in many of them, and most of them, all of them. And we're seeing the glory of God piece by piece. So, taper. I did not know that a taper was a wick coated with wax for conveying a flame. That's awesome. And you can find love in that really easily. Look, the first, the middle, and the last letter make love. A taper. TPR. I'm just seeing that right now, in fact. That's 36 plus 18 equals love, and then the 2 vowels add another 6 points. So it's love. It's just beautiful. And I knew that tapering was referring to a triangulation of something from wide to thin, but a taper is a wick, a candle wick coated with wax. Man, I mean, an agent of light. Remember, votive, candle, both words divide by 3. That's a symbol of prayer in almost every church of the world. And then, of course, you can say taper off. That adds more 3s to the party. Adds to 86 equals truth. Tapering, and of course, all tapering conveys a triangle. Something going from wide to thin. It conveys a triangle to the glory of a Trinity. I love this. This is a very fancy dish. I didn't even know what this was until I found it in the dictionary. Okay? It's an forgive my pronunciation, an hors d'oeuvre, which divides by 3 beautifully. And then you can solve the ingredients if you wanted. But all I know is it's screaming of the number 3, and you can find love in there as well. This is one of my favorite, and I felt led to spend some time on this one when I got it. Tapestries. The plural divides by 3, and look at how beautiful it is for finding the 2 loves. Team green there. Again, 36 plus 18 is love, just like up there with taper. Okay, that's love number 1 in green. And then the blue underlined letters make love number 2. I'm focusing on tapestries, plural, because God is weaving infinite tapestries in the lives of people and in the glories of creation, and all the animals and all the elements and all the weather and all the stories of history are literally an ocean of tapestries that God is weaving day and night for the glory of His name. But numbers are the de facto mechanism by which He takes the glory for every name under the sun and everything that there is named. So tapestries, wow, it adds perfectly. Well, right up until the I, it adds to love plus love, and we found the 2 loves, and then the ES on the end adds another 24 888. Okay, and so very glorious, that word, tapestried, and you can say, the universe and history is tapestried. Okay, tapestried then divides by 3, composed right up until the I, it's love plus love, and then ED is another 9. Okay, embroidery, of course, divides by 3, and I was finding love in there, but that's a big one. A tap-in, this is a real fun one, and I love this gem, close range. Anything that talks about intimacy and things coming together is a testimony to God's nature, which is 3 people in perfect unity, the Trinity. You want to be close range with your spouse. You want to be, most of all, close range with God. Look at this divine gem of close range. Close equals 54 equals love, 54, and then range equals 45. Perfectly complementary to add to 99. And look at the beauty of the word range. It's composed of 18 plus 15 plus 12 in that order, going down in 3s. Very obvious. Okay, well, a tap-in is a close-range shot, like in golf or in hockey, where you just touch that ball or puck, and ball and puck both divide by 3 by divine ordinance to get the goal. Okay, tap in divides by 3. In fact, it equals 66, which equals a host of other famous, like blessed, family, happy equals 66, and on and on. Sugar. Okay, tapioca comes from cassava, which divides by 3. This is a huge one, the taproot. The taproot is what we would refer to as the main central root of a plant. That's huge. Roots, plural, divides by 3. Taproot, all by itself, divides by 3. So you classify like a single taproot, you know, and you have all the other roots. And there's our word taper. Vertical divides by 3. Grow divides by 3, and on and on. This is all divides by 3 with a +1 on the end. The taproot, very important. That's like the main artery of nourishment for a plant, and that's indicative, obviously, of our relationship with Christ. Tar is an agent of unity. It's also used for a host of other things. Divides by 3. But this is, I love ones that are just so extreme like this. Like the tarantula. Everyone knows the word tarantula. Everyone knows it's the king of spiders. Tarantula equals love plus love. 54 plus 54. That is a huge find for everyone and everything in the universe. It's a huge find for biology. It's a huge find for science. It's a huge find for theology. It's a huge find for children. It's a huge find for every single person on planet Earth. The tarantula equals love plus love, composed of pure threes like this. It's overwhelming. It's too perfect and it's too easy. And grade 1 children can do the math. That's the best part about it. That's so huge. And once again, the current date and time by divine ordinance glorifies the number 3 very nicely. It's the 24th day, 888 of the 3rd month. Beautiful. So we're going to keep going through the T's here and find more. And we're actively uploading these videos basically day and night to the Jesus equals 888 YouTube channel. So these are the ones that we are currently actively uploading. We store them per folder by date on my external hard drive that I was led to buy, which is called My Book. That's the actual name of the product. It adds to 81, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, made by the company WD, which is 3 times 3 times 3, and on and on. It's also exactly 3 terabytes, and there was so many 3s on it, we made a video on it. Okay. And we also write things in documents as we get them. And so let's continue harvesting. And harvesting divides by 3. I want to preach on the word tariff because it's so screamingly loaded for the number 3. And a tariff is a righteous means of getting government revenue. It is much more righteous than an income tax. Okay? Many countries have supported limited governments based purely on tariffs and sales tax rather than income tax, because it is much more righteous than an income tax. Okay, so I just marvel that the word tariff is just beautiful for the number 3, TA 21, and the rest of the letters all divide by 3. Obviously, you know, government and legislation and the authorities and police need to be funded through certain means, but how should we do that? Well, a tariff and tariffs are certainly a better way than the income tax. Okay? It's just that simple. So that the local person who's just working a humble job, you know, they're the single mother that's working multiple part-time jobs within the country and is not a fancy business, she's not an international business doer, she's not a traveler, she's not going in and out of the country and dealing with big players and ships and all these things. She should be, you know, she should get to keep her entire paycheck. And she should have power to do that and be in control. Or the husband, you know, that's just working locally with his family at a simple job. But a tariff, you know, is, you know, works on the imports and the exports with the big businessmen, the people that can afford to contribute to government more than others. I just see the word tariff screaming out the number 3 beautifully. And I believe you can find 54 equals love in tariff. Oh, it's very easy. In fact, the first 5 letters of tariff equals 54 equals love, followed by F, which is 6. So you got 21 plus 18, okay, is 39, plus another 9 is 48. plus F is 54 equals love. So the first 5 letters of tariff equal love. And then there's a final F on top to bump it up to 60 perfectly, in 6 letters exactly, to the glory of the Trinity. So you're staring at the mind of God that a tariff is a righteous thing. King Solomon had tariffs on all of the trade that he was doing with other countries. But you see how it's a righteous thing, because now the big, the big wealthy people are contributing, are contributing more to the government, rather than every person at the bottom that's just trying to stay alive and raise their family. There you go. And I've always been a proponent that tariffs. Read world history, folks. Read world history, and you will discover that countries have been perfectly funded with limited government and lived happily based purely on tariffs alone. You do not need an income tax in your country. You do not. Okay? For the majority of human history, there was no such thing as an income tax. Tariffs are a righteous thing, and I'm shocked at how beautiful the number is. Love plus 6 in 6 letters to the glory of the Trinity. Glory. Okay, it's a glory. The government, certain things need to be funded somehow, and a tariff is. This is new for me, folks. Now I'm meditating on this more and more. But I know for a fact that a tariff is a more righteous thing than an income tax. I'll tell you that much. A tarmac actually stands for tarmacadam, which is the official material of runways. Well, runway divides by 3, it equals 102, the first 3-digit number that divides by 3 in 6 letters, no less. And tarmacadam, you can find love in very easily. Tar plus, T-A-R-M-A-A equals love, plus C equals 3, plus another 18 points on top for the rest, 75. So a tarmacadam runway is 177 divides by 3, and it all is based on the word tar, which divides by 3. Wow. So the tarmac, just think of every airplane taking off right now all over the world. It's all taking off on tarmacadam, which screams out the glory of the Trinity day and night. Because this story is for the glory and pleasure of God, the Triune God. It is not about you. It is about Him. And even in the word Him, in 3 letters, divides by 3. And every word in the story, God is speaking to people. God is speaking to people about everything, and using the word runway day and night. He's using the word tarmacadam and tarmac. And it's all glorifying Himself. The sooner you lay down your own interests and live for the glory of the name of Jehovah, the more satisfying and meaningful your life is. Now you're truly living, in fact. That's awesome, gem. Tarmacadam. Pure pleasure. Look at how beautiful it is. Book ended with 33s. Look at all the A's in there. A's are wonderful because they're just the one-pointers that can combine with all these other things to give you a lot of freedom to get multiples all throughout the word. There you go. Runway equals 1. That's so awesome. Okay, so we're going to keep going. So a tarpon is a large silvery fish in the tropical Atlantic and in the Pacific. Well, I'm always led by Jehovah to find love in all these words as we see them. So there's love in green. 36 plus 18 equals love. And then cool, what's so amazing is the remaining letters are 21 plus 15, which equals another 36. So you've got 2 options on the 36, the P and the N, or the other 3 letters. And then the R is the final 18, which equals love. So you can go 36 plus 18 equals love, or 36 plus 18 equals love. Altogether, it's 36 plus 36 plus another 18 equals 90 perfectly to the glory of the Trinity in exactly 6 letters, 3 plus 3. Both syllables divide by 3. Tar, pon. And then you can count the number of strokes. That is 5. You have to do it in capitals. 5 plus another 9. 14. Okay. That's fine. I'm already happy. There are people who are ordained by God to work with tarpons day and night. That's their livelihood. They fish for them. They talk about them. They, gut them, prepare them for sale and use by people around the world. And God insists that as he talked to his children working in this industry, that the words on his lips are mathematically perfect for himself. Here's a big gem we hear a lot about in the news. The tar sands divides by 3. I didn't know this though. It's a deposit of sand impregnated with bitumen. Forgive my ignorance, folks, but I need a recollection on what bitumen is. All I know is it divides by 3, staring at it right now. And then you've got the 3 plus, can you find love and bitumen? Yes, you can. Put the B, the T, and the N together. That makes 36, and then you need another 18 points from the M and the E. Perfect. So we found love already, and then the I and the U. Oh my goodness, that's really cool. Look at bitumen. All the letters that don't divide by 3 equal love. That's genius, divine. So now I'm going to pull up bitumen on Wikipedia because I need to know what this is now. So B plus T plus M plus E plus N are all letters that do not divide by 3. They add perfectly to love. The rest of the letters are I and U, which is 9 plus 21 equals 30. That's an obvious gem. And then so tar sands divides by 3, plural. The tar sands then divides by 3. And then oil, of course, every letter divides by 3 in 3 letters. A deposit of sand impregnated with bitumen. So I'm going to look up bitumen now and figure out what it is. That's how motivating this is for children as they're treasure hunting. Now they want to know everything. They want to find it, and they want to solve it, and they also want to know what it is. Okay, so here's a company that divides by 3, known as Eurobitumi. That divides by 3, okay? And bitumen. So you can see how many million metric tons are used per year. So it's a big deal that we've just solved this word. And then most importantly, what we see it being used for is paving. Road paving. Apparently it's being used in asphalts all over the world. So there you go. And it all comes from the oil sands, okay, because sands divides by 3. And you can solve all of this. My goodness. Like this is, I'm sticking with the dictionary for now because it's very efficient. Oil sands is 93, or the tar sands. So whether you say tar sands or oil sands, wow, that's obvious, because tar sands is 96. Oil sands is 3 points less. Both divided by 3, differing by 3. Type of unconventional. Wow. Now this is going to start stretching you, because everything in the universe has a name. Source of bitumen. So that's the one we just solved. Bitumen. Which is so obvious and cool, because remember, all the letters that don't divide by 3 equal love. And then the rest of the letters are 9 plus 21. Insane. Proven reserves of bitumen contain approximately 100 billion barrels. So there you go. The fact that we've solved all bitumen in the history of the universe to the glory of the Triune God is a big deal. Of course, oil is super simple. Every letter divides by 3. Okay, going up in 3s. You've got 9 plus 12 plus 15. It's like the most obvious, easy gem for children to do right at the beginning. The word oil. Right next to the word love, of course. And so bitumen is obviously big in asphalt, but it has one name. Done. Amazing. Huge. Big gem. Big gem, bitumen. Straight out of the dictionary. That simple, that fast. Bitumen equals love plus I plus U. It's very obvious. God has been telling us to find love in all the words that we see and solve, and this is a very obvious one. It's too obvious. All the letters that do not divide by 3 add to love perfectly. And from those you can get teams of 36 plus 18. You can get teams of 33 plus 21. You can get, oh, best of all, man, see how the more you look, the more you see? The best of all is you can get 2 teams of 27, just like the word love itself. Hallelujah. I praise you, Jehovah. Watch this. Here it is. This is the best you can do. 2 teams of 27. And I'm just struggling. I got an extreme zoom on this camera right now. An M plus an N is 27. Okay. And then the word bet, B-T-E, makes the other 27. So 27 plus 27 equals love. That is insane. And of course, the word love is L-O plus V-E, 27 plus 27. So in bitumen, folks, this is the official name for the stuff that you drive on. It's not asphalt officially, it's bitumen. That is the official name of it. But asphalt is easy enough to solve. bitumen-based fuel, and then you get all sorts of fuel that comes from like look at bituminous coal, bituminous rocks. Well, it's bitumen. Just whatever. Okay, that is shocking. Love plus love, like 27 plus 27 plus another 9. So there, in the name of love, to the glory of the Trinity, we've just solved all the bitumen, which is all the roadways, all the pavement, and all the asphalt in all the world, to the glory of a triune God. And the current date and time for historic purposes is right there. 24th 888 day of the 3rd month. Genius. And this is Harvesting Gems from the Oxford Canadian Dictionary. This is one of my new favorite gems because I love fun, pleasurable things. Tartuffos, okay, plural, divides by 3. It's a ball of ice cream inside another flavor of ice cream. So it's like 2 flavors, like in a gobstopper. You know, you've got one flavor inside, somehow it's wrapped in the other flavor. And then the whole thing is often coated in cocoa and probably peanuts and sprinkles and stuff like that. That's so cool. I had never heard this word in my life. So Tartuffos, because God is a generous person, Tartuffos divides by 3. And you can surely find love in that. So Tartuffos is going to collect, well, there's the word art. This is awesome. Look at the letters that do not divide by 3. You got the word art, which is 39, plus the bookends of TS is another 39. So that puts us at 78. So you can easily find love because you've got a 39 and then plus O. Oh my. 39 plus O equals love. And then you've got another 39, and then F plus U is 27, the perfect cube of 3. So the whole thing comes to 39 plus 39, 78, plus F, let's go 84, plus another 36. Oh my goodness, Tartuffos equals 120 perfectly. That is too perfect. We need to see more of these things in ice cream shops, and I don't think there's anyone that uses the word Tartuffos these days. Well, someone should start a business, get this thing rolling. And then, of course, ice cream divides by 3, and ball is 3 times 3 times 3, so ball of ice cream divides by 3, and you can solve even more if you want, but the name of it, so Tartuffos. And so now what we do when we find a really cool gem like that, we draw a firework up to the top of the page where we mark down the number, and on we go. It's that efficient, and I'm making videos as I go. And I always just record the date and time because that glorifies Jesus Christ. There you go. Quick harvest from here. Tartar divides by 3. Tartuffo. Oh yeah, we did those. A task is a piece of work. Divides by 3. Taste buds obviously divides by 3. Taste, the root, is 60. Tasteless. Water is tasteless. That divides by 3. I love how those blank ones. A taste test divides by 3. Tasting and wine tasting divides by 3. This is cool. Taupe is 21 plus 21 plus 21. That's obvious. And the name of a fish, beautiful tautologies. This is cool, the saying of the same thing twice over in different words. Christ does this multiple times in various parables, and he'll say things that communicate something similar using different words. This is screams at number 3, you can do the math on it. And then taverna divides by 3, it's waiting for +1, just like taverns. Folks, I've just solved that TCP/IP, which is Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol, both terms divides by 3, and that is the obligatory standard to be used by any system connecting to the internet. So transmission control protocol divides by 3, okay? Right now it adds to 381, which is 3 times 127. 127 deduces exactly to 3 by the law of prime. It's the 31st prime, 31 is the 11th prime, 11 is the 5th prime, 5 is the 3rd prime. Genius. The number of letters is 3 times 3 times 3. 50 glorifies the number 3 being the 3rd prime times 10, which is the 3rd prime times the 3rd prime doubled. You can also find a lot of artistic effects for number 3 in there, and then find love equals 54 like crazy in that. Internet protocol, of course, both words divide by 3. Internet to 105, protocol being exactly 9 points higher. So internet protocol is obvious. Bookended with 3s, chain linked with 3s. You know, 3 times the 21st prime, which is a 7-fold set of 3s. Genius. And now the best part is coming right now. When you combine these words together. Are you ready for this? All together? 600 bang on the nose. For the glory of the Triune God. So, there you go. We've just solved all TCP/IP, which is Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol for the glory of the Triune God, who invented all these things long before the foundation of the universe. The current date and time that this was solved for historic purposes is the 24th day, 888, of the 3rd month. In Langley, British Columbia, Canada. My name is Derek Leonard Reinhardt Kuby. All those things divided by 3 in the name of love, which is 27 plus 27. 3 times 3 times 3, doubled. To the glory of the God who is love. God is equals love. Awesome. So we've just solved the entire internet as we've solved before, but this is the first time that I've solved transmission control protocol and internet protocol. And of course the word protocol, which is repeated in both of them, divides by 3 beautifully. And let's find love and protocol. Well, it's very simple because you've only got 2 letters that do not divide by 3, the P and the T, which make 36. So you can add 18 points to that. The R is sitting there. You could do that. Or you can easily add an O and a C. Well, you've got 3 O's to choose from that can go with the C. It's insane. So PTOC is love. Or you can go PROT is love. Okay. And then, you know, you can get, wow, you can get another, just, you got all these letters remaining that divide by 3. You know, O, 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 C, L. You get the idea. So, very cool. Internet protocol. That's huge. Huge, massive find as we continue to harvest everything. Touchdown divides by 3. So, where were we? Oh yeah, that's a huge gem. I cannot believe, yeah, exactly. The most obvious follow-up word for tea is all the different types of tea. For example, green tea divides by 3. But tea bag is the obvious gem, because then you get 3 plus 3 letters that knit together to make 36 perfectly. And that's triply chain-linked and bookended. Every letter from the inside out divides by 3 in pairs. So the A plus the B between them make 3. Then the E plus the A after that make double 3. And then the T plus the G, the bookends, make 3 times 3 times 3. It's obvious who takes the glory for every tea bag in the history of the universe, the Triune God. Too cool. And then of course the word tea knits together with all the different types of tea in history of the universe. For example, hot. Hot tea. And there's another 3 letter word that goes in front of the word tea, because then you have HTT, which adds to 48, and then all the vowels divide by 3 together, making 21. So hot tea equals Jehovah, 69, 3 times the 9th prime. And then you can pull out an O just like you can in Jehovah. So hot tea equals love plus O. Jehovah equals love plus O. There we've solved every hot tea and every tea bag in the history of the universe for the glory of the Trinity. So, and then you can just scoop up, you can see how many other words come off of tea. I mean, there's a lot of them, but tea bag is a really obvious one. Man, you just want to keep going, don't you? Anyways, okay, that's awesome. There, every tea bag and all hot tea, that's a lot of stuff that we've just solved. So I've just proven mathematically that a teacher is a giver of information. That adds perfectly to 216, 888, tripled and tripled again, in a number of letters and strokes that divide by 3, with the bookends dividing by 3 and every chain link divided by 3. This is a divine phrase from the living God. Giver of information, and it's coming straight from the Oxford Dictionary on teach. The word teach means to give information. I'm going to throw away the word systematic because it doesn't matter. There are many ways to give information. It doesn't have to be systematic. It can be random. It can be artistic. Okay, it can be information that is visual. It doesn't have to be. Throw out that word. Give information. That is the simplest way, and in particular, they are a giver of information. Okay, that is your role. That is your identity in that position. Give information. And then you can say to a divides by 3, person divides by 3. Give information to a person. That's so huge. But look at how beautiful that is. Giver of information. So it's all about love. Don't you love seeing it talked about that way? A teacher is a giver of information. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. A teacher is a giver of information in the name of love. Give. That's what I never stop giving, the information that God is giving you. Giver of information. That is so perfect. So perfect. And so you can see that all the letters that chain link this trio together all divide by 3. That's what we call chain linking. Multiples of 3 formed between the words, and then the bookends, the G and the N, knit together to make 21. In fact, you'll notice we have double bookending because the next letters in both divide by 3. being 24, 3 points higher than 21. And then you've got a VE here, which is 27, the perfect cube of 3. And you just, the more you look, you know, all this divides by 3, and M, it's together, and then AT divides by 3, and then there's an I in there, divides by 3, and it's just, it's perfect. It's absolutely flawlessly perfect. And then so you can put the word teacher in front, which is 60 points in front of that, teacher, giver of information. And then you can say a teacher is a. Get explicit. Excuse me. I'm trying to type with a teacher is a. Whenever you say a is a, that's another multiple of 3 in 3 words. Okay, so a teacher is a giver of information. Beautiful. 306 divides by 3. Okay, giver of information. And then now let's just solve give information. I don't know what this is. Beautiful. I know it divides by 3. Wonderful. Number of letters divides by 3. Okay, you see that this is more glorious, but there it is. To give information. That's the definition of to teach. That's so profound. Wow. I'm just reading through this. And then Teachers College I want to solve, because I just went to one the other day at Trinity Western University, the Faculty of Education within a university, where teachers get trained. Teacher's pet finally divides by 3, the favorite student of a teacher. Oh, come on. I mean, most teachers would have to be honest that there's usually someone in the class that is extra keen. By the way, the favored student of this definition divides by 3. Just like teacher's pet, favorite student, 3, 3, 3, love. Everything is a gift from God. Teacher's pet, it's someone that you like. It's like, come on, you click with each other. It's like, absolutely, it's like, come on, people. Teach in. That divides by 3. Okay, so I just want to throw Teachers College up. Just going to put this down, type it quickly. So I went there the other day. Teachers College. Beautiful. Of course it divides by 3 with artistic effects in there. Letters, 15, hopscotch. There you go. And of course the obvious way to slice it is because the word teacher divides by 3, and then colleges divides by 3. You get the idea. Okay, we're going to keep going here. So folks, why do we call it the teacher's pet? Well, because teacher's pet adds to 120 perfectly. Good night. Like, you have to marvel. Like, why don't we call it teacher's favorite? Like, why does this word pet, why is this referred to with a teacher? Like, you got to be kidding me. There's no other place where we use the word pet for a human being except with this. Why? Because teacher's pet adds to 120 perfectly for the glory of the Triune God. It's that simple. That's why everyone knows the phrase teacher's pet. It's because every time it occurs on the lips of men and in the brains of men, it brings pleasure and glory to the Triune God who ordained it. That's why. Teacher's pet. We don't call them teacher's favorite nearly often as we say teacher's pet. We don't call them the teacher's cat or like the teacher's son or the teacher's daughter even. That would seem more humane, but we call them the teacher's pet. It's more fun. It's like beautiful. And to teach in equals the word teacher, equals 60, exactly half of teacher's pet. Like, they're just sitting right next to each other in the dictionary. What is a teach in? Oh, it's an informal debate on a matter of interrelating between staff and students of the university. An informal teaching lecture. Yeah, it's kind of like a hangout where things get talked about between academic people. A teach-in. It's kind of like a drive-in, but a teach-in. And by the way, the word drive-in divides by 3, just like the word teach-in. So you can go to a drive-in, or you can go to a teach-in. So you can go to a drive-in theater, or you can go to a teach-in seminar. Well, teach-in and drive-in both divide by 3, being kings for the number 3. Drive-in is 81, pure 3, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And teach-in is 60, which equals holy, equals pure, equals pray, equals believe, equals word, equals diamond. So I would recommend doing both in your life, but a teach-in is usually more informative. So the other obvious gem with teacup, T is teacup, just like tea bag divides by 3 and 3 plus 3 letters. Well, teacup is 66, composed of 30 in the center plus 36 bookends. And you can find love in that, I'm sure. Can you? 21, I'm sure you can. Let's just stare at it for a while. Wow, look at all the 21s. 3 21s plus a final C equals 3. TA 21, PE 21, U 21, C equals 3. Genius. Wow. But can we hit 54 bang on the nose is the question. 6. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can in this one. I don't believe you can. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Cool. And then you can put a tea bag with a teacup. What was tea bag again? There's your tea bag. That was 9 plus 27 is 36. So 36 plus 66 is 102 for the number 3. People ask why the word teaching all by itself doesn't divide by 3. It's because it contains the 3's in the center, being 6 plus 3. The 3 letters in the center of teach are EAC, which add to 9 in 3 letters, of course, which is 3 times 3. So the average value of those 3 letters, and look, the letters are A at the center, 1, C, 3, E, 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5. Hello, adds to 9. Okay, at the center. So the gold is at the center, and then the T and H are meant to knit together with words that come before and after. So a teaching assistant divides by 3 beautifully, just like a teaching associate. Okay? So let's do the math right now. A teaching assistant is beautiful. A 7-fold set of 3 times 3 times 3. A teaching associate also divides by 3. What do they differ by? That was 189. That was 159. They differ by 30 points exactly. Genius. And then in the medical field, you have what is called a teaching hospital. That divides by 3, where medical students receive their practical training. Well, this is the life, this is where those students live a good portion of their life in the teaching hospital. I mean, you don't want to send them to a real hospital until they've been to the teaching hospital. Okay, so a teaching hospital. Oh, that's, here, I'll show you the law of prime on this one. Teaching hospital adds to the 39th prime, which is, of course, divides by 3, 3 times 13. There's an example of the law of prime. And then you can talk about teaching hospitals, which then divides by 3 perfectly, being 3 points higher than Christ the Redeemer, and on and on and on. Chain links and bookended together. That's really lovely, you know, chain links and bookends. So there you go. It's all knitting. It all knits together in giant tapestries of glory. A tea doll. There you go. Who knew? And on and on and on we come. Folks, we're just hitting it out of the park on this word tea. Tea kettle adds to 99 perfectly in 9 letters. And the number of strokes is 26 equals God. It's that good. And the hopscotch effect yields 2 teams that divide by 3 differing by 3. We've just solved every tea kettle in the history of the universe for the glory of the Trinity. There it is. We're just, like, everything with tea is just getting scooped up. A tea kettle. 99 in 9 letters. Genius. I always like to record the date and time, 24/888. On the 3rd month. It's a great day for 3. So here's the solution of the word teal. Well, again, it knits together. Teal's plural divides by 3, and then you can have a teal blue, which was, by the way, the color of my high school a moment ago. Teal blue, look at that, 24/888 plus another 6 is 30, plus another 21. Wow, and then 3 plus 2's, or 51, pardon me, plus the word bet, 27. So 78. Lovely. Teal blue. I love solving colors because I really like colors a lot. And there's only one thing better than one tea leaf, and that's multiple tea leaves, because tea leaves divides by 3, bookending the TS, the marriage couple made in heaven, in 39 points, plus another 6, so that's 45, plus another 12 is 57, plus another 6 is 63, plus another 27, yes, Lord, hallelujah. Tea leaves adds to 90 perfectly in 9 letters. Wow, there, tea leaves, because God is generous. He doesn't want you to have one tea leaf, He wants you to have many. So tea leaves in 9 letters. Let's just see what other artistic effects. Wow, according to the 6 days of creation, you get 3 teams that divide by 3. That's my favorite, and I believe God would testify, because that's the way He created the universe in 6 days, composed of pairs of 3 in that pattern. So that's what you do. Day 1 was completed on day 4, and you keep hopping 3s down the pipe, and you collect 3 teams of 3s. There you go, we've just solved all tea leaves. Multi trillion-dollar industry over the course of world history. Now we're going to solve all team spirit. Well, this is a real fun one because team spirit adds to 130 bang on the nose, composed of, you can get it yourself, you know, love is easy to find in Pirit, S is +1 introductory, but team spirit makes a beautiful 130, which is the law of prime, 3-digit all factor 3, 13 times 10, 13 is the 6th prime, it's also all factor 3, so, and that's in 9 letters, or no, sorry, 10 letters, 10 divides by 3 when you speak it in text and on all factor 3. So there you go, we've just solved all team spirit for the glory of the Trinity. And on and on and on we go. And of course, a tearjerker is a sentimental film or story. Don't we love them all? Well, it divides by 3 beautifully. The tea room where we have the tea divides by 3, being 33, and 63, 81, plus another 6. Truth. Tea room equals truth. Why don't you talk about truth when you're in the tea room? Amazingly, unbeknownst to me, another term for tea room is tea shop, which also divides by 3, just like tea room. Wow. What do they both add to? 27, 33, 15, 48, plus 36, 90. Oh, I went too fast there. 33 is 48, plus 36 is 84 on the left. And then what was tea room? We just did that. 48, 54. Wow, love is at the center of tea room. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Slow down a little bit, folks. Love is at the center of tea room. All the center letters between the T and the M make love, plus another 33. Oh my goodness, they differ by 3 points exactly. Tea room equals 87. Tea shop equals 3 points less, 84. Wow. That's the place where you drink tea. That's amazing. That's amazing. And then love is sitting at the dead center of tea room, wrapped up in TM 33. And then, can you find love in a tea shop? Can you find love in tea shop? We're looking for a 54. Oh, I'm sure you can. Yes, TSO equals love. There's one example. I'm sure you can do it another way. But T plus S plus O equals love. This one's really cool because it's all the center letters. EAROO. 15 plus 15 plus 18 plus 6 equals love. So what you can do is 15 plus 18 plus 21. In the center of tea room is love, composed of the 3 numbers 15 plus 18 plus 21 going up in 3s around. And look at the R's at dead center. That is so cool. So the R's at dead center equals 18. And then you've got a 15 plus a 21 on either side of it, essentially, with the O and the O combined with the EA, the vowels. That's flawless, the tea room. And then now you should say the tea room because the is 33 points on top of 87, adds to 120 perfectly. And then in the tea room you can find love plus another bonus 12 for the number 3. The tea room. It's the place where love happens. Let's prove it right now. So we're gonna get the tea room on the board. The tea room. And you can talk about the golden tea room because golden divides by 3, and someone should make a golden tea room in the name of love. So there it is. Look at that. So 120. All these hopscotch effects for the number 3. Bookends 33. But our goal is to always find love 54. So here's our 54 number 1. Let's blacken that. 54 equals love. And now we've got a pair of 33s. The is 33, TM is 33. That's delightful. But I don't know if we can find another 54 because technically we have to subtract 12 points from this, and there's no way that we can subtract 12 with remaining letters. So, good enough. As for the tea shop, we already did that. So the tea shop adds to 3 points less than that. Let's just get that on the board. Seeing as we're here, you might as well always push it to the limit when you're right in the zone. The tea shop is 3 points less, equaling mathematician. 6 days of creation pattern, very lovely. In the first place we found love in this was TSO equals 54 equals love. And what do we want to try doing here? 18. You can push it around 21 plus. It's a bit more challenging. I'm tempted to just move on for right now. 36. Oh, here it is. Here's another one. Yeah, here's a second love. I mean, the easiest way to do it actually is just subtract the difference between the total once you're at that point. That's what we needed a second love. We'll just take 9 points off of that to give you your love. That's the A plus the H left over, the 9 sitting right there. And so we achieved love plus love in the tea shop. Done. That's what God is leading us to do. Find love in all the words and phrases in all of world history, because God is love. That's just the way he's done it, okay? Love. Now, in celebration of all this tea work, we need to solve the greatest of all, which is a tea party. The tea party. And by the way, the teacups at Disneyland is one of my favorite rides, and everyone agrees, because it's the best agent of love in the entire park. I mean, people fall in love in those things like you wouldn't believe. But tea parties is better than one tea party, because tea parties divides by 3, but I can show you the root. So this is very obvious, because the tea here knits together with the P in front of the party to make 36. Genius. And so all this glory right up until here makes pure 3. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. You can find love in that very, very simple. Very, very simply. Okay? Like just take off TEAA. That's 27 points. You're left with love, as one example. And then, of course, that is glorious all by itself, because Y is a +1 trill letter on the end. Now, tea parties is the glory. Wow. Divides by 3 in total. And you can find 2 loves by pulling out this 6. And then, look, I see them already. So, tea parties. Love in tea parties. It's kind of hard to type and hold this camera steady. So, TPR is love number 1. Leave the EA all by itself. And then the remainder letters make love number 2, composed of 21 plus 9 plus 24. So love plus another 6, 3 plus 3 in tea parties. There you go. We've solved all the world's tea parties to the glory of the Trinity. The coolest effect that I see is the 6 days of creation pattern. Okay, just like the 6 days of creation. Put every third letter on the same team. You get beautiful multiples of 3. And what's exceptional about that is that because we have exactly 10 letters, we capture the bookends on the same team, and then so look at team number 1, which is the large team by far. It's stunning, 75. Team 1 gets 75 points. That's very rare and dramatic. See that? Hop 3 letters, just like the 6 days of creation. Day 1 was completed on day 4, and you keep hopping in 3s. Day 2 was completed on day 5, and you keep hopping in 3s. Day 3 was completed on day 6, and you keep hopping in 3s. And what that does in team number 1 is it collects the bookends and then the 2 central letters within the rest of the letters, all exceptionally high values. PT knits together to make 36. TS knits together to make 39, exactly 3 points higher. It's divine. Okay? And then as for this team, it's exceptionally, exceptionally low, as is the other one. E, I'm just going to choose a little highlight color here. Okay? E, A, I. 6 plus 9, 15 divides by 3, and we're just going to change colors once more here. Excuse me. And we are now getting team number 3. A, R, E, the famous word R. That's a 24 888 with R in the center dividing by 3. So just for sheer artistic purposes, because I am an artist, let's color tea parties in classic tricolor rainbow fashion to the glory of the Trinity. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to remove this space right here so we can appreciate the perfection of it. There. We've just solved all tea parties to the glory of the Triune God at this exact date and time, which glorifies the number 3 very nicely. 819 divides by 3. The 24th day divides by 3, 888. And it's the 3rd month, divides by 3. There you go. Tea parties. All tea parties have now been solved in the name of love, including the teacup parties happening at Disneyland as we speak, as those teacups spin round and round in the name of love, and people are falling in love on dates and with family members and laughing their heads off. And but of course, there's far more tea parties happening worldwide, and particularly in the Great British Empire. And so yeah, straight out of the Oxford Dictionary we come. So we've just been harvesting gems in tea land like crazy, tea room, tea parties, but that is awesome. So perfectly according to the 6 days of creation, all tea parties have now been solved. Amen equals 33. And the most obvious thing you also need with your tea is your teaspoon. Teaspoon divides by 3 perfectly, because the S in front of spoon knits together with the T from tea, and then poon divides by 3. So let's get your teaspoon along. This is for stirring coffee. And then a teaspoonful divides by 3. So let's get this on the board. We need to solve every teaspoon in the history of the universe. This is important. Who can drink their tea without knowing that it's to the glory of the Trinity? So teaspoon equals 105. And then you can find love in that very easily. a T, an S, and an O makes love. So according to the 6 days of creation, we've got love. Okay? Day 1 was completed. You know what? I'm just going to use the highlighter we've already got going. Day 1 was completed on day 4. Okay? And you keep hopping in 3s. So there you go. Highlighted in fuchsia equals love. In every teaspoon on planet Earth. There you go. Just like tea parties. Okay? So there you go. Teaspoon. Done. Solved. And then you also need your sugar. Don't forget your sugar. Sugar divides by 3. Sugar equals happy. Remember how the kids would used to call each other sugar happy? Well, rightfully so. Because sugar happy is 66 plus 66. Okay? Sugar does make you happy. I mean, try going without sugar for a long time. You won't be as happy as you thought you were. And then that also equals blessed. So the word blessed literally is translated happy. Sugar equals happy equals blessed. Just ask a child how happy they feel when they get candy. A teaspoonful, now give them a teaspoonful of sugar. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. The medicine go down. A teaspoonful, oh my goodness, it's 12 times 12 perfectly. So now a teaspoonful of sugar. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. The medicine go down. 3, the medicine go down. And oh, triple of 99. Teaspoonful of sugar. There you go. There you go. And then you can talk about your tea. It's your tea. Well, the 2 first letters make 45. The rest knit together. Look at that. Your tea equals teaspoon. So teaspoon equals 105 equals your tea. So you need a teaspoon for your tea. So teaspoon for your tea. Teaspoon. Now this is an obvious gem. 210 perfectly equals will you marry me? Teaspoon for your tea. Perfect. Pure 3s. Lovely. Lovely. And you can add sugar to the party. And milk. Because milk divides by 3. So milk, plus sugar. You just keep building. Milk plus sugar is 111 in exactly 9 letters and 21 strokes. It's an obvious combination. You get milk and sugar together. And then just keep slamming it higher and higher. And you literally want to concoct the coolest tea of all time. By adding more and more 3s to the party. And that's how every recipe on planet Earth can be solved. Literally, every recipe that has ever been discovered by man can be solved for the number 3, and new ones can be discovered by mathematical induction. You know how there's reverse engineering, where we experiment first, we like it, and then we can solve the numbers afterwards. Well, why don't you start with the numbers of the ingredients first, and get some divine mathematical glories, and then try putting them together, and it'll taste fantastic. Okay. Tea just keeps flooding us like a river here, partially because we're in the T's in the dictionary. And one last harvest from this page. Tea services divides by 3. Tech, obvious one, 33 plus 3. And then techies divides by 3. Technics divides by 3. Technical divides by 3. Technicality divides by 3. Technicolor was supposed to be spelled with a U in the proper British of spelling of color. So this is actually spelled incorrectly, this proprietary term, which is, I believe, captured by Disney. Technique of anything divides by 3. Technoid divides by 3. Technologies divides by 3. The root of technology up until the G divides by 3. You can find love in there very easily, multiple times. Technology transfer, which is very important. That divides by 3 beautifully. We're going to get the math in these. That's taking technology from developed to underdeveloped countries. Tectonics divides by 3. Tedious and tedium divide by 3. Sometimes you got to do rote things to get through. And then T, of course, divides by 3. T off divides by 3, being 30 plus 27. T he, one of my favorite laughter phrases, divides by 3. A titter divides by teenagers. I have always loved teenagers. I love this age because this is the prime education, moldable, and they're so energetic, they're so enthusiastic, they're so happy, so full of hope and life and joy and faith. Teenage, this is so beautiful. Teenage divides by 3. You can find love in that for sure. 30 plus 21. What does it add to? First of all, 30 plus 21, it adds to 57. And then a teenager jumps up to 75. And then teen. So all these words divide by 3. Teenage, teenager. Years of age, of course, divides by 3. Teens divides by 3. Teeny divides by 3 for tiny. Teeny bopper, this is one of my favorite. That divides by 3. We're going to do math on that. A young teenager who follows the latest fashions in clothes, music, etc. Teeny weeny, of course, that's a fun expression for very tiny, and very tiny divides by 3. And we're just going to finish off this page. Teepees, plural divides by 3, just like tents, plural divides by 3. Conical divides by 3, so conical tents. Teepees divides by 3. And then you can have teepee rings, plural, which are the stones used to anchor the coverings of the teepee all around them for the glory of the number 3. Check out the awesome gems embedded in teenager. We said you could find love in it, but look where you find it. Look at the trio of letters plus trio of letters equals love, and then the T and A adds 21 points on top. And then, amazingly, teeny bopper, that fun word, equals teeny weeny, equals 3 times the 15th prime. And then just for fun, a tedious task, both words divide by 3. Okay, to the glory of the Trinity. We're going to solve all the world's Teflon right now, which is what you use for non-stick pans. Teflon adds to 72, a triple of triple eights, and a number of letters and strokes that both divide by 3. The company was discovered by is DuPont, which divides by 3. In fact, it's 90 perfectly, also in 6 letters. And then DuPont Company divides by 3. DuPont Co., if you will, equals a double of love. And then the official name, this is the fun part, the scientific name, ready? Boom, is 313. It doesn't get any more obvious for the number 3. 3-digit all-factor 3 mirror number, which is the 65th prime, which is, of course, 5 times 13, which is the 3rd prime times the 6th prime, glorifies the number 3. The number of letters is the 9th prime, 3 times 3. There you go. And even the abbreviation PTFE equals the 15th prime, 3 times the 3rd prime. So it's all for the number 3, and of course when you look at the structure of it, whoa, look, C equals 3, okay, and F equals 3 plus 3. That's what it is. Just there, 3 in the center, a chain of carbons, of course, which is element 6, 3 plus 3, and fluorines, which by divine ordinance the symbol is F. Double 3, 6. So you got 3's all along the center, and double 3, 6's all along sides. So 6 plus 3 is 15, another 15, 30, 30, 30, all the way down the pipe. That's all it is. And it's called Teflon by divine ordinance. 3 of the letters divide by 3, being FLO. Make 33. The 3 letters that do divide by 3, the other 3 are the famous letters 10, or net, which equals 39. Okay, and that's accomplished in 3 letters, 6 strokes for the 3 that divide by 3. The rest had another 9 strokes in 3 letters, so the grand total is 72 triple eight. So there you go, we've solved all Teflon to the glory of the Trinity, and we just keep, and every teeter-totter on the playground divides by 3. It's an agent of love and unity. So we're just scooping up all the golds and all the T's one by one.